Afternoon, Hattiesburg. Thanks for joining us for this COVID-19 and city news briefing for Wednesday, September 9th. We will start with today's testing numbers for Forest General, Merritt Health Wesley, Moffitt Health Center at USM, Samurai, Hattiesburg Clinic. As of this morning, 55,182 total tests have been conducted, with 6,144 of those coming back positive. 48,411 were negative. We have 612 tests pending currently. In the hospital today, between Merritt Health Wesley and Forest General, we have 60 people who are positive for COVID. That is, again, under where we've been the last 14 days, with another 7 under investigation. Of those 60, 15 are in the ICU, which is 5 under where we've been the last 2 weeks. As you can see, we're kind of getting into some new territory, really starting to see those hospitalizations and ICU admissions come down. We're glad that trajectory has been consistent over the past month. We appreciate all that everyone has done to ensure that. Our statewide data today, 426 new cases were identified, 39 new deaths were reported. In Hattiesburg area today, 8 in Forest County were reported, 4 in Lamar County. Of course, we know that we're still kind of coming off a long weekend, and so it may take a day or two before we start seeing the full effect that we usually get in the middle or the end of the week. Our total since this began, 2,242 cases in Forest County, 1,523 in Lamar County. Our inside 14-day, our 5-day average, as you can see, the Lamar County line, they're actually getting down to territory they haven't been in since June, which is a positive sign to see that going on. Forest County also getting to where it was in early July, and so having that 5-day average really starts to show that trends are really pointed downward. The inside 14-day number, this is where we take the number of new positive cases that have been reported since the last 14 days, and so in Forest County that number is down to 179 right now, and in Lamar County that number is at 123. This is important because this gives you an idea of how many potentially active cases you have in your community, and so as you can see on this next graph, again, getting to numbers that we haven't seen in quite a while, seeing those numbers consistently. Hope those numbers continue going down even after the holiday weekend. Compared to a week ago, another big drop across the board, 218 to 179 from last Wednesday to this Wednesday, 145 to 123 in Lamar County, a drop of 61 total in the metro area from last Wednesday to this Wednesday in terms of new positive cases. Hospitalizations also down 8 from a week ago, down 4 in ICU from a week ago. Both those are good signs as well. These all go toward our goals, protecting the vulnerable, especially as we get into flu season. It's important that we continue keeping infections under control, preventing overrun of the health system by slowing the spread, prioritizing public health while giving the private sector the space it needs to operate. We continue to lean on the widespread availability of testing, the wearing of masks, watching our own data, listening to all voices. There's a lot of good news. Right now, the good news is the metro area's combined inside 14-day number. That's the number we kind of get an estimate on the number of active cases. That inside 14-day number combined, Forest and Lamar counties, is at the lowest point since July 6th. Specifically in Forest County, that number's the lowest since July 9th. It's at 179. Lamar's, the 123, is at its lowest point since July 3rd. The second big thing on this is not only are we seeing positive cases coming down, we're continuing to see the ICU and hospitalization number come down as well. And so ICU numbers are at the lowest point since July 2nd. In fact, this morning when we talked on our weekly stakeholder call with all of our healthcare providers and educational leaders, Forest General's ICU for the first time is under its original capacity, and that's a good sign to see. However, there's a couple things that are still out there that we know are going to affect us. For example, our local school district, Hattiesburg Public Schools, started in-person classes yesterday, and so they're doing it in a really smart way. They're doing half students go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the next week Tuesday, Thursday, and so they alternate. So they're really only seeing half capacity in classes, and a lot of parents are still opting for virtual. So we hope that even with those classes going on, we're going to see limited infection numbers. USM also began their in-person classes, even though only 29% of their classes are actually meeting in person this semester. So, however, when you get people around one another, the risk of transmission continues to rise. And so we hope that the precautions they've taken, which both have taken really good precautions. In fact, Dr. Dobbs visited Southern Miss last week and gave them a thumbs up on all the work they're doing. We hope that the precautions they're taking will limit that risk of transmission. The other thing we're watching for, is the effect of Labor Day. We won't see the real effect on infection rates for the long weekend for another 7 to 10 days. But we know from Memorial Day and July 4th that typically after holidays you see the numbers spike in 7 to 10 days. So we'll kind of wait to see how that affects overall numbers as well. So the message here is to continue making good decisions. With us getting around one another, with us going back to football games and things like that, the important thing is to find the functional normal. We know that we're going to be in this for quite a while, but if we continue making good decisions on wearing masks, on socially distancing ourselves, on avoiding large crowds, we can continue to sort of get back to this normalcy while also taking precautions to keep us all safe. On a lot of city news, the first one, of course, is our regular census countdown. We're down to 21 days. Response rate is up to 55.8%. That's good. We just need that number to go up and go up faster. So again, if you have not filled out your census form, or if there is some way that you can share any of the many posts we're making on the city's Facebook page to friends who may not have, we encourage you to do that. We also want to congratulate the Hattiesburg High Tigers for their win on Friday night over Laurel, bringing the Little Brown Jug back to Hattiesburg. I want you to know that Hattiesburg High was an underdog in this game, and they showed up and played hard the entire game. We appreciate them making our city look good and also making me look smart with my prediction last Friday. In some other city news, paving crews have moved into the Hattiesburg High neighborhood. They're on Quinn Street today, leveling and doing the initial coat. We also finished up Kimball Avenue yesterday, and so this has been a road for many people in these neighborhoods that has needed to be paved for quite some time. So Quinn Street and Kimball Avenue will happen this week. We love seeing progress in our city. The other thing is, yesterday we officially cut the ribbon on the East 8th Street Park. This is one of the 17 parks that we included in our referendum last year that committed to fund. 81% of the people in the April referendum last year showed up and voted yes. We want to make sure that you know that your penny is at work doing good things. And so yesterday, this is a basketball court, also tennis and pickleball. It's right on East 8th Street behind Ebenezer Baptist Church. It's a shared use facility, but it's also right by Chain Park. And so it's another amenity to that park with the walking trail and the playground and all of the great things that Chain Park has to offer. There is now a basketball and tennis component. And so along with that, we also with our declining infection numbers, we are putting basketball goals up across the city this week. And as long as numbers continue to decline and not see spikes, we're going to let those basketball facilities stay open. We hope that people will continue, again, making those good decisions on masks and social distancing and avoiding large crowds. But we know this has been something that's been requested for quite some time. We're glad to finally deliver that. And finally, our act of courage. Today, we recognized our Employees of the Year for the Hattiesburg Police Department. Now, this is for last year. The awards ceremony in the spring was canceled due to COVID, and so today we have a special recognition for Officer Adam Woodard, who is a patrol officer, who was named our Officer of the Year, and Ebony Harris, who is our Civilian Employee of the Year. She works in dispatch. Both of these had incredible contributions and faced some challenges this year in 2019 and performed their duties admirably. We are a safer city. We are a better city because of the work of Adam and Ebony. So to them, congratulations. And finally, as we continue the week, wash your hands, take care of yourself, wear a mask. If you go out in public, do only what is essential, and remember, you are safer at home. Have a good rest of the day.